So here's the update for today. Sorry I didn't get a video early in the day, but been kind of scatterbrained and ping-ponging between stuff. As for the fj40, I got the grill, the headlights, covers, and the rest of the airbox painted. I got a few of the actual hard lines that go across the firewall painted. Cast iron gray. Look very nice. That's kind of a little update on the fj40. Still waiting on parts on the Jag. And as for the Ford, wind up replacing the high pressure oil pump, and the IPR wind up being shorted out, so I had to wind up replacing that. And then on replacing the IPR, I also found out the two wires were touching, so fixed that, put the new IPR in, it fires up, everything's good on. It's actually leaving today or tomorrow in the morning. That one's getting swapped out for another one. Well, that's a little update of what's going on. Start diving into that tomorrow. Probably in the Jag. If not, there's going to be another one being dropped off while that's being picked up. That's a little update of what's going on. And as for my LS400, my shitbox, I got to go through, replace the strut rod bushings I just replaced less than 6 months ago. You can still see the tag, and they're ripped. Along with the new set of coilovers, because these K Sports are blown out. They're from 2008 too. So these coilovers are like the original K Sports. Not the cheap Chinese shit they make now that they slap their sticker on. And as for the rear, everything back here has been pretty decent. Ugh. Probably need a new set of CV axles pretty soon, because I'm starting to get a clunky noise back here. And the only thing I think it can be is the CV axles, because everything else down here has been replaced. And the CV axles came from a J-yard, but they were brand new. So here's why I snagged them. That's a little update on this turbo box. Eventually I'm going to go through, fix all the little bullshit, suspension-wise. When it comes to the front, strut rod bushings, coilovers, rack and pinion. And I believe that's everything for the front. The rear is just going to be CV axles eventually, and then dropping the rear subframe and actually turning the factory subframe mount solid with 1 minute RTV, the right stuff. That's what I used on my rear diff bushings. Got a piece of silicone radiator hose, chopped it up, slid it inside the open spots, and then put RTV on the inside and the outside, and squeeze those little pieces inside there. And now I got solid differentials mounts, and they wanted $250 just for those two, and then another $80 for that one. They're fucking smoking crack. So eventually I gotta drop the rear subframe and pretty much do the same thing to all these bushings. There's a bushing right there. I gotta figure out if I can get up inside there and get RTV in there. If not, I'll just chop that off, because I seen a little design to where they chop that off and weld a stud onto it. And then it almost looks like a sway bar bracket that holds it. I should be able to get access to that one. You can see the witness marks of it moving. But other than that, everything else on this thing's pretty decent. Like any LS400, the gauge cluster's messed up. Everything works properly besides the RPM gauge. But I noticed when it gets up to past halfway on the temperature gauge, then that works properly. It's a weird one. But it's a little update what's going on. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll have more coming out. Have a good one.